Hello everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today at Witch Hollow Homesteading, I am going to show you how to make almond butter. If you are someone who regularly purchases almond butter, you know how expensive it can be. I started making my own almond butter about 3 years ago because the price was so high. I also started making my own because a lot of the stuff that you buy in the store, even if it doesn't list it, it has other oils added like cottonseed oil or palm oil, which I don't want to have any of that. I really just want almonds, salt, and some coconut oil. So this is a healthy alternative. I'm currently preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I want to point out here, I am going to be making a double batch. When I make nut butters, I like to do a double batch so that I don't have to do it every 2 weeks or every month. You can use any kind of almonds that you like. I prefer the Terrasoul Superfood Organic Milk Almonds. And I know how much this makes, so I'm going to evenly spread it out between 2 trays. However, to give you the measurements, it's going to be 3.5 cups of almonds to make 1 pint-sized jar of almond butter. I'm just spreading these out evenly, and I'm going to get them ready to bake. I'm going to put these in for 7 minutes, then take them out, flip them around, and put them back in so that they are roasted evenly on both sides. It's been 7 minutes. I'm going to take the trays out, flip them around, and then switch the shelves that they're on just because they do roast differently, top shelf versus bottom shelf. When I put these back in, I'm going to set a timer for 7 minutes. If this is your first time making nut butter, start with the 7 minutes and then check them and go from there to see if you'd like them darker or if they're ready in 7. Also, everyone's oven is a little bit different, so I think it's safe to say they can go back in for anywhere from 7 to another 10 or even 12 minutes. Just make sure to keep a really close eye on them because when nuts start to burn, they burn very quickly. Just getting a couple things ready before the almonds are done. I'm getting out organic coconut oil. I'm also going to get some Himalayan salt out and some jars to put the almond butter in. It's been 9 minutes for me, and the almonds are ready to come out. I'm going to begin by getting the almonds into the food processor. So sorry for the blurry camera here. It was focusing on my head and face instead of the tray. But you get the general idea. Put the almonds in the food processor, and if you are making a single batch, which again is 3.5 cups of almonds, you're going to do 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt and then 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Just like when I made the peanut butter, you're going to put them in your food processor and you're going to begin to grind them. Almonds can take anywhere from 5 minutes up to 8 minutes to grind to be fully smooth. I want to describe a little bit of the different sounds you're going to hear while you're grinding up the almonds. So first, they're thick. As you can see here, it's a very thick grinding paste and it's very dry. As they grind longer, the natural oils in the almonds are going to start to release, and the almond butter will get a little bit thinner and a little bit wetter. As you continue to grind, you will hear different sounds, and one of the sounds is this very wet noise that indicates that the almonds are starting to become that nice creamy texture. When you hear that sound and when you see it looking really wet like almond butter, don't just immediately stop the food processor and think it's done. Let it go for at least another minute or 2 if you can, because that's going to make it that really creamy texture, so that even after you put it in the refrigerator, if you take your almond butter out and let it sit on the counter for about 2 minutes, you will be able to spread it on toast or anything you're going to be putting it on. It looks like my almond butter's ready. I'm getting my 2 pint-sized jars out, which again, if you're making a single batch, it'll just be 1 pint-sized jar. And I'm gonna pour it into my jars. What I am going to do though, considering that these almonds were right out of the oven, is I am going to let the warm almond butter sit in the jars on the counter without a lid on to cool for several hours before I put them in the refrigerator. If you store your almond butter properly in the refrigerator, you can have it last for 2 to 3 months. Thank you so much for joining me today at Witch Hollow Homesteading. I hope you found this video helpful and inspiring. If you have any questions or comments, you can comment below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Witch Hollow Homesteading, where I post several new reels each week with new recipe videos. Happy homesteading!